What's up, you amateurs? Benvenuti alla quinta puntana di Europa Lookout, the show that dives deep into the HCS European scene. Today's episode, I bring you the second EU LAN this year that was held in Italy, and then another juicy HCS breakdown for you guys. A new CatSmile Gaming, 2 talent impressive losers run, and an upset after upset from Hazi. Let's get started. The Italian LAN was held last weekend, and from the looks of it, it was really fun. Let's take a look at this video from the venue.
Oh! Sniperata, signori! Intanto le prime di Cristiano mette qua. Attenzione, cerca la doppia! Attenzione, forse c'è anche la specie di tripla. Vediamo un po' se si sente o non si sente. Attenzione! Non come la parte di Blake, si porta a casa Bove. Attenzione! Mamma mia, Lorenzo, va là che non sa studiare. Attenzione!
In terms of teams, they had a total of 9 teams. We'd love to see the Italian community band together and supporting a local LAN. This is very cool, and someday I wish to see this back in Portugal. The teams were iRookie, Nerio, Envelope, Shonen, and Spectral Legend. The comeback, Just QL, Razia, Cocorito, and Master Mafio. Foramici plus Joy, Nuri, White, Joy is not real, Jashbot, and Coach Lore HCS. Shaka, Edor, Angry Ant, Divu, and Burning Skate. Team Quattarosa or TQR, XPO, Ainema, Asta Nightmare, and Puma. Team Solis Urna, Perla, Anas, Budin, and Smau. Epifenomi, Violo, Marco, Tom, and Yellow Joker. The Capitaccionoras, Xavier, Rhinix, Frozen, and Dudu Bada. And finally, Cozy Pillows, Neji, Frequency, Rick, and Nano. According to Sav on Twitter, there were many issues during lobby configuration, streaming, and setup. Also, there was only 8 consoles available for 9 teams, which means that there can only be 1 match at a time. And there was no prize pool. This was just a local LAN for fun. And to top it all off, there was a 30-minute blackout, which is very unfortunate. All these issues made that they couldn't even finish the grand finals. It will either go to a tiebreaker rule set or they will finish it online. These are the current standings, and I beg your pardon, I'm no Mr. Teen Crumpets when it comes to tables. Now let's take a look at the games. All games were best of 5, we love to see that. We have TQR vs Shaka, which ended up going to a map 5, a very back and forth game. TQR taking map 1, Li-Fi Strongholds, Shaka winning map 2, Aquarius Slayer, and TQR winning map 3, CDF Empyrean, but Shaka winning the oddball recharge, but in the end is TQR that takes map 5, Slayer Li-Fire, and this was probably the closest match that we had all weekend. Moving on to winners round 2, we have a clear through all the matches. Foramici winning 3-0 against TQR, the Cozy Pillows 3-0 against Team Solis Urna, and iRookie winning 3-0 against the comeback. Winners round 3, again all clean sweeps. The Capita 3-0 against Foramici, and iRookie 3-0 against Cozy Pillows. In winners finals, we have the Capita taking care of business, clearing iRookie 3-0, making a flawless winners bracket run without dropping a single map. In losers round 1, the comeback versus Team Shaka losing 3-0. Losers round 3, once again 3-0s all around. Team Solis Urna losing against Team Shaka and Epiphenomene losing against TQR. Losers round 3, finally we have once again close matches. This time around, due to time, unfortunately, teams had to play best of 3s instead of best of 5s. But let's start with Foramici winning 2-0 against Team Shaka, breaking their losers run. They win map 1, Oddball Recharge, lose map 2, Slayer Empyrean, and closing it out on map 3, Streets King of the Hill. On the other side of the bracket, we have TQR winning against Cozy Pillows, and the story repeats itself. TQR won map 1, Oddball Recharge, lose map 2, Slayer Empyrean, and then are able to take care of business in map 3, Streets King of the Hill. Moving on to losers round 4, we have 4 Amici versus TQR, and it was a clean 2-0 for Amici, a repeat from winners round 2, sending TQR home. And finally, losers bracket final, we have 4 Amici versus iRookie, which was a clean 3-0 from the boys in 4 Amici, making a losers run to reach the grand finals. Unfortunately, as I was previously saying, they weren't able to finish the grand finals, leaving this tournament open-ended. If you look at the rule set, Team Capitaccionuria wins, but let's just say that 4 Amici wins losers bracket and Capitaccionuria wins winners bracket. Anyways, congrats to both of them. Now going back to the HCS, last weekend's tournament was a qualifier for this week's 4K tourney, which means that some of the top 8 teams had enough points to go through. These teams are Navi, Jimbo, Snipedrone, Mighties, and Snaky, Quadrant, Legend, Sika, SLG, and Chick, J-Links, 2 Foxy, Septic, Burton, and Quadios, Dopamine, Respectful, Clonely, Lunny, and Kimbo, Awo, Babobs, Lumizer, Moze, Flux, and Glory GGs, and BH3, New Brainiac, Sunrise, Bastos, and Yumi. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this works, but if players can create a team with enough points, then they are automatically qualified, which is why we see a lot of players not participating this week. And as of recording this video, we don't have the pool set just yet, so I don't know exactly what teams are playing. Now let's talk about the teams that did participate in the 4K qualifier, starting by our top 2 that qualified. We have Leftovers, The, Hybrid, Master Boas, and Kayab. They are now back in business. This roster previously played in the 12th March tourney, in which they placed top 6. Then we have a roster fusion, the best one since Optic Envy merger. We have CatSmile Gaming meets Team Exel. The roster consists Marine and Warlord from CatSmile and Marcus and Crucial from Exel. Now, later last weekend, Marine and Marcus played under different teams, but Marine was part of the original CatSmile and Marcus also played for Exel. But most likely Team Exel imploded after Eastwood announcing that he's going to take a break, but I don't know exactly what happened to the rest of the CatSmile. I reckon that Outcast wanted to play with the Frenchman in Team Fear Ferox because this team is going to LAN and they want to get some reps in. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below. Moving on to Hazi or Hazi, I don't know, I'm just going to keep calling Hazi. They are back. The roster consists of Acro, Ask, Mustyoung, and Knuckles. Ask was playing under Flamboyant, which imploded from the looks of it, leaving Sunro without a team. Mustyoung was playing under pickup teams, I think. His last placing was top 23 and now he's sitting under top 3, almost qualifying. The next roster is Pizzas, Abby, Haulers, Riots, and Sticka. Welcome back, Haulers. This is almost the same roster as the Militia, apart from Milzy not being in the team. They ended up placing top 4. We'll talk about the performance of this team when we get there. Maybe Milzy has enough points and he's going to play this weekend with another team. Next up, we have Regain, Oninos, Shabby Dagger, Squashy, and Nemains, which is almost a brand new team. The only member from Regain is Nemains, the rest are new people. Squashy and Oninos are back, but they finished top 6, which is a breakdown for this team, in my opinion. Again, we'll talk more about this team in the next section. Self-Esteem is also a new roster with Baxter, Excuse My Host, Subatomic, and Nilk. I think this was a pickup team from the last weekend because J-Links wasn't playing, and I doubt it we'll see Baxter playing this weekend. Then I want to highlight Fear Ferox, Fidu, Outcast, Kamza, and Infini. This team is going to France in the next LAN, that's why we see Outcast playing with the Wretched the Frenchman, and they decided to use this tourney as practice. The Finnish Frostbite is back. Well, not quite. They are Systematic, Crossman, and Marvies, and they picked up Vauktimatsu. I'm sure I butchered that name, replacing Zeok, playing under Team Pingu, or Pingu, I don't know. And finally, the last team I want to talk about is Team Ascension, PG, Nas, Skixels, and Zok. PG and Nas decided to jump ship from Phoenix Rising and paired up with the rest of the Germans to create a new team, which in my opinion was the right decision to make. They end up placing top 16. There are other teams that are back and other that made some roster changes. Make sure you check out the placing tables from Mr. T and Crumpets to keep up to date. Here are the final placings. Also, you can check the link in the description. Now let's talk about the matches. Starting off with winners round 1, we have 2 talented, Cheeky Lemon, Squidge, Moss FPS, and Fennec versus Ping Yu, Crossman, Systematic, Vautimatsu, which I'm just gonna be calling Val for this time, and Marvies. This match went to a game 3. Two Talent almost causing an upset against the Finnish squad, the format Frostbite. I don't know Vow, but I expect way more out of this roster. This should have been a 2-0, but instead was a 2-1. Looking at winners round 2, I didn't find any particularly interesting matches, so we're just gonna jump over to winners round 3. In winners round 3, things start to get a little interesting with best of 5s, and the first match we're going to look at is Hazi, Knuckles, Ask, Acro, and Musyong versus Excel, CatSmile Gaming, Crucial, Marine, Warlord, and Marcus. Looking at this matchup, I honestly thought it would go to a map 5. However, Excel CSG clear out Hazi in a 3-1 fashion. I'm not sure if the matches were close, but either way, the new merger roster is looking good. The second match in winners round 3 is a juicy one. We have the new roster Self-Esteem, Baxter, Nilk, excuse my host, and Subatomic versus Regain, Niemann, Squashy, Oninos, and Chabby Dagger. And here is when we can start look at how shaky Regain is really looking. If you look at the placings, I think it's safe to assume that Regain is a top contender for top 3, maybe top 2, and I do believe that this match was a premonition on how the rest of the tournament would end. Self-Esteem is a really good roster, don't get me wrong. However, before this matchup, I would predict that maybe one map would go to Self-Esteem and Regain would win 3-1, but that wasn't the case. Self-Esteem proved that they mean business and pushed to a map 5 out of Regain, but unfortunately wasn't able to take care of business and move to winners round 4. Perhaps the lack of practice out of Oninos and Squashy have hindered this team, but it's hard to tell. Winners round 4, also a very interesting round, and for starters we have once again Excel CSG winning 3-1 versus Pizzas, Ollers, Sticker Riots, and Ebby, causing a crazy upset in my opinion. Once again, a very impressive result out of the boys. I did not expect them to win this match, especially in a 3-1 fashion. Has this team upgraded? We'll see in the future. And our second match in winners round 4 is again Regain, but this time versus Leftovers, Kayeb, Hybrid, Master Boaz, and Za. This is a very powerful roster, and looking at a shaking Regain last series, you would think it would be easy for them. Well, you would be half right. Leftovers indeed took the dub, but it wasn't easy. Regain woke up after the previous series and managed to bring a good fight against Leftovers, but unfortunately it wasn't enough as they dropped down to losers bracket. And finally, in our winners finals, we have Excel CSG versus Leftovers, and once again, Excel CSG, the underdogs, or should I say, the undercats. Haha! See what I did there? Proved everybody wrong by showing up and almost causing a third upset in a row, taking a map 5 out of Leftovers. However, the Leftovers roster has been together for a while, well, at least some of them, and were able to close this one out, securing the first spot in this qualifier. Now we drop down to losers in losers round 1. This time around I would say that every result is what you would expect. A lot of bye rounds as well, so we move to losers round 2. In losers round 2, some interesting stories in this side of the amateur teams. We start by looking at Fruit and Fiber, Deimos, Oli J, Terry Tibbs, and Rainwater once again subbing, but this time for T-Calpin. They lose 2-0 against Team Ascension, Zok, Ness, Skixels, and PG, an upgraded team for the duo Ness and PG. I don't want to say that my boy Oli J is the problem in Fruit and Fiber after the best placing in the previous weekend without him, or simply they had a tough bracket this weekend. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. The second match is UHL All-Stars, Totally, Nicky Boy, Hops, and Hazi versus Too Talented, Cheeky Lemon, Squidge, Moss, and Fennec. UHL almost caused an upset against Too Talented, bringing to a map 3. Too Talented took a map out of the finish early in winners, and it's crazy to think that they almost lost to UHL All-Stars. The boys are improving each week. Keep it up, gents. Too Talented comes again, this time in losers round 3 versus NLF, Mapogo, Snaga, Machiavel, Mr. Baldo, and Azamat, and in my opinion causing an upset against them winning a map 3. This week, Too Talented has shown really good improvements, but almost losing in losers round 2 also shows that things still need to be ironed out. And for our second match, we have a really good matchup. We have Team Ascension pushing a map 3 against Hitter Jag El Noah, JT Rampage, Franklin, the European free-for-all champ Arshley, and my boy Nathmore. And from I heard, this was a really close match and should have been a good series to watch. In the end, is Iterjag Elnor that takes care of business and moves on to losers round 4. Moving on to losers round 4, the only match that we're going to look at is Lizard 123, Jaw, Woffs, Hustful, and Big C versus, can you guess it? That's right, Too Talented again. Holy shit, guys. This matchup, it went to game 5. The underdogs, Too Talented, have shown that they mean business when they are in the flow state. I did not expect them they would come this far, nor did I expect them to push a map 5 against a great Lizard 123 roster, almost causing yet another upset. Too Talented has placed top 12, almost top 8 in this qualifier. I will rate him top 16 at best. A very impressive run from the guys, and from now on, this is the standard I want to see them playing at. Lizard 123 takes top, but Too Talented don't go down without a fight. Losers round 5, we continue our eyes with Lizard 123 versus Self-Esteem. If you showed me this matchup, it would be hard for me to say. However, knowing that Self-Esteem almost took down Regain and that Lizard 123 almost lost to Too Talented, the choice seems clear. Yet, this was a very close match. It went again to a map 5, but this time around, Self-Esteem takes the win. Looking at losers round 6, probably the upset of the weekend was Regain versus Hazi, whatever, that went to a game 5 where Hazi wins. Hazi managed to clutch up in game 4, live fire all ball, and we have a clip from Jimbo stream and some shit talking out of Knuckles.
Wait, hold on a minute. Wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Look at the score. Yeah, I don't want you to put it in the chat. I don't want you to put it in the chat, but I'm kind of curious. Knuckles? Knuckles? No way. No way. Oh my god, hold on. We have a game on our hands. Okay, hold on. I'm dropping everything else. We need to full attention to this. What the?
And this is where Regain end up falling, probably getting checked after losing like that. Hazi moves on to losers round 7. But you think Hazi stops there? Oh no. They play against Pizza's, Holler, Sika, Riots, and Abby and manage to win yet another best of 5 game 5, causing yet another upset. This series was also insane and no one expected the underdogs to take over this tourney, but here we are. Hazi has denied Regain and Pizza's 2 really excellent amateur teams the placing that they thought they were going to get. A really impressive performance out of the boys. But unfortunately, Hazi runs out of gas when faced against Excel CSG in the losers finals. It was yet again a game 5, but this time around Excel CatSmile Gaming takes home the win, putting out the fire under Hazi in Recharge Slayer. Therefore, Excel CSG takes the 2nd spot in the last weekend's qualifiers. So yeah guys, this is everything I got you for today in the 5th episode of Europa Lookout. Once again, huge thanks to anyone watching the video and supporting the channel. We are 25 subscribers away from 100, so if you want to help out, consider subscribing. This week on Vuelta Free-For-All, we have again a new winner, this time around Bastos from BH3, the 2nd BH3 member to win. Congrats. Don't forget, every Wednesday we have Free-For-All tourneys. Anyways guys, it's been fun. Subscribe for more videos, leave a like if you want to be joining, and remember, good luck and have fun. Talog!
Gamer Assembly's Halo LAN tournament, broadcasted on twitch.tv/EuropaHalo.